Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal, I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid, upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream. And I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's two ways you can give me your answers. Number one, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number two, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now and just record it and tell me what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners just like you make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 147, and I am so glad that you're here today because I'm talking to you about making space for big things to happen in your life and business. So many of us are not doing this. We are not allowing for space in our lives for big things to happen, for great things to happen. I'm going to share with you 3 tips for doing this. So I'm so glad you're here. If you're new, welcome to this podcast. You've come on a great day. I'm so glad that you found us because there is no doubt in my mind that this podcast is going to help you start and build a business doing what you love. If you're starting a product business, maybe a boutique, local or online, or a service business, you are in the right place. Make sure you get plugged in. I have a free Facebook group called Women Starting Businesses Doing What We Love, and I would love to have you in there. I'm inviting you today. All you have to do is click the link down below. So scroll down in the notes section of this episode. There is a link to the group called Women Starting Businesses Doing What We Love. You'll have to answer 3 quick questions, and then we can let you in. There are so many amazing women in there who are so supportive and kind and helpful, and you can enjoy with us the fun posts each week to keep you plugged in and working on your business dream, whether you're in the idea stage or just starting or growing. It's a great place to be. So I'm so excited to invite you in there. And I have some other free goodies for you if you're new, and you'll see the links to that. You can see them below, like a 16-step checklist to get your business started. I have an Ikigai guide, which you're like, what is that word? That is to help you figure out your true business purpose and understand what kind of business you could start. So make sure you grab those freebies and get all plugged in below. And if you have been listening a while, thank you to all of my loyal listeners. Y'all are so wonderful. I appreciate all of your kind words when you come in the group and the messages that I get, the Facebook posts that I get, all of these things, thanking me and showing your gratitude. And it just means the world to me. Thank you for the reviews that y'all have left. And this podcast just continues to grow and grow. And I just love it because all I want to do is help people like you and myself, because I was in this position once too, where I was searching for what to do with the next years of my life and trying to figure out how to do something that I actually love and make a difference. And so I get it. I know how you feel, and I am you. And I'm just so glad that you're here. So that's it. On to the episode. Well, hello, everyone. How are you today? How is your business coming? Whether you're dreaming or you're starting or you're growing, what is going on? I need the scoop. I need to know what's happening. I need to know what you're thinking, what you're doing. I need all of it. And you know what? You can share that with me in the Facebook group. I hope y'all are all in there and posting on the Wins on Wednesdays and the Imperfect Action Mondays and the Thankful Thoughts on Thursdays. If you're listening to this on the day this episode first airs, that's usually a Thursday, we have that post in the group. I would love to know what you're thankful for today. That we have so many things to be thankful for, and it's so good for us to do that. I'm just so happy you're here because I think this episode is important for us all to kind of stop and think about what we want to do, what we want to achieve, the person we really want to be in our life and our business, and to really make space for this. Did you know that? You have to intentionally make space for great things to happen in your life. Did you know that? Have you ever thought about, wow, do I actually have room in my life for great things to happen? Am I allowing for great things to happen? Today, I want to talk to you about 3 ways that you can do this and set yourself up to have space in your life for your dreams to actually be fulfilled, for you to be able to start achieving the things that you have longed to achieve. So this is kind of serious, but it's also kind of fun because I think we overlook this a lot. And today we're going to end that. You're going to know by the end of this episode, in the next however many minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever, you are going to know. So this is what I think a lot of you are doing. I think a lot of you are busy. Am I right? You're busy. Maybe you've got a full-time job, or maybe you're at home with kids and you're super busy. Maybe you're a caretaker, you're super busy. You volunteer, you're doing all sorts of things and you're busy. And there's not a lot of extra time for you to dream. Maybe you get up super early, you're getting up, you're making breakfast, you're working out, you're helping kids if you have them, or you're going to work, or you're working on your business. And by the end of the day, you're exhausted. You're exhausted and you plop down and then you just watch Netflix and chill or whatever you do, right? And you zone out. And there's really no extra room in your day to pursue things. Do you feel like this is you? I mean, you're probably shaking your head right now, virtually. You shaking your head? Yes, I think this is all of us. I think we get caught in the rat race and we're doing 80 million things. And I think that that is wonderful. That's what I love about all of you in this group. And y'all are just amazing people. You are accomplishing great things. You are doing a lot. You mean a lot to a lot of people. But I think sometimes y'all forget to leave some room, okay? Leave some space. If you forget anything from this episode, just remember, how can I leave space? How can I make space in my life for the great things that I want to accomplish or that I would love to have happen for me or my family, right? Think about that. So the first thing is, and I tell my Grow Getters this before any of our lives, I'm like, okay, y'all create physical space for today's training. And I literally mean that. Clear off your desk, only have on there what is important for that day's training. A lot of times I have packets for them and things that they can write down and taking notes. Some use my guide that I give them. Some use their own spiral, whatever it is. And so today I want you to think about that. Do you have a cleared physical space for you to work on whatever it is you want to work on with your business, whether it's brainstorming an idea, whether it's actually mapping out steps, whether it's thinking about products or services you want to offer, whatever it is. But do you have physical space where you can think? Like you're in a room or an area that's actually inspiring, that's actually minimal in your little space. Maybe it's just minimal around your desk. You have to create physical space or you can't think. You're not organized if you do not have physical space. Now, y'all know this. I used to work in another room here in my house that was completely closed in, no windows, tiny. It's like a little storage, big closet that the previous owners, I guess it was like a little attic space that they sheetrocked it and put carpet in and painted it and lights and all that stuff. And it's a little tiny room. I'm talking like, I don't know, 8 feet by 8 feet. Is it more? Is it 10 by 10? No, it's not 10 by 10. It's got to be no more than 8 feet. Yeah, it's probably 60 feet. I don't know. But I was recording the podcast there in the beginning and I was working there in the beginning and the lights were dim. And every time a family member would come in, they're like, Mom, it's really dark in here and it's hot. And I was like, I know, I'm fine, just ignoring it. And I realized that I really didn't have a good physical space. And so I moved myself out of there. And then kind of perfect timing, I had moved out into the hallway. It's kind of like a hallway that has a desk. Do you have any of those in your homes where there's like a desk in the hallway? It's like built in. And so it was good. It was better. It was brighter. The air conditioning worked better over there. That was good. And then my daughter soon moved out for college and I took over her room and I have a window and I have space and it's just so much better. Like I can actually think like I have physical space that I feel like is my own. And I know we don't all have that luxury to take up a room in our house, especially if you don't have extra rooms or you have all your kids living there and it's all filled. Then maybe you need to go to a coffee shop or maybe you need to go out on your patio. Where can you go where you can create physical space to dream and map out and plan and work on things that you need to work on for your business or even for your life? Do you have a sane physical space? And you'll know what I'm talking about. If you got a lot of kids or a lot of stuff going on in your house or there's construction around you for years. I remember my sister lived in West Hollywood for a while. And every time I visited her, I went a few times a year or whatever, every time there was still construction going on next to her house, some multi-million-dollar house, I think it was like it on the side of a hill and constantly had construction, right? And I think if you are looking every day at something like that or listening to that, it might get hard for you. So how could you create the physical space? Could you put earphones in that do the noise canceling? Can you clear off your desk? Can you look out a different window? Can you go somewhere else? What can you do? I know I'm belaboring this point, but I think it's super important that you have physical space to think. Your brain cannot think if it's overstimulated by mess or by too much stuff or by too many things and colors and sounds and whatever going on around you. Please promise me you will create physical space for yourself every day so that when you work on this business or as you are dreaming about this business, because some of you here haven't even started your business, you've barely taken any steps, you've just had this in your soul that you like, I've been wanting to do this, I've been wanting to, be a home decorator or whatever it is that you want to be doing or creating. You've had this dream, but you've never created the physical space to start mapping it out. Some people do storyboards. They cut things out of magazines or print things off the printer, create a Pinterest board, do something, create some space for yourself so that you can make some fun things to dream. If you're starting, create the space so that you can map out, have a spiral. That's what I do. I keep spirals now, and I'll put the date at the top that I'm working on something. When I take notes from my podcast episodes, I'll, jot them down there so I can always reflect back if I need to use them for notes or any ideas or anything. Keep spirals, keep something so that you have space. You have physical space, okay? That's the first thing that is going to help you create space in your life for big things. The second thing is mental space. I tell my Grow Getters this too. I say create physical and mental space. They're probably shaking their heads right now. I always say this because I want you to concentrate. Don't just be in a program or be doing things and not be mentally in it and just be like also watching TV while you're also doing this, while you're also directing kids on the side. I mean, sometimes we can't help that. I get it. I totally get it. But at some point, you're going to have to sit down in a cleared mental state. So now let's just imagine you have your cleared physical space. Now you have to get into a mental state to be working on your business, okay? Or any dream that you have. And how do we get in that mental space? Number one, block off time in your life for this. 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, an hour a week, 30 minutes a week, whatever it is for you. I don't know what it is for you, block it out. Some people like to meditate and really kind of get in the zone, get their mind focused. You can pray about your business, pray for God to give you the strength and the mental clarity to do this, right? Meditation, prayer, calm, quietness, right? Focus. It's focus, right? Not letting yourself be in a space where maybe it's now physically clear, but you can still hear all the noise. You can't concentrate. You're thinking about 80 million things. You're not present. You have to be present. And sometimes people that I've worked with have realized that there's other toxic things going on in their life that literally are so heavy that when they go to work on their business or think about their dream or whatever they're doing, they can't get their mind off the other stuff. And so I challenge you today, if this is you, if you've got toxic relationships, if you have toxic things going on in your life, you have got to retreat from those. You have got to back out. If it's a friendship, if it's a person, if it's someone you talk to all the time that brings you down, then do not talk to them, because you will just be in a continual loop of anxiety and stress and not be able to have mental space, mental focus to concentrate on the future of you. Okay? You have to be in a mental space. I know there's a lot of people, for example, that are dreaming about starting a business and they've got so much going on. They literally are not in the mental space for this. They literally can't do it. They're totally stressed out. And I get it. It's not the right time. But when you feel it, that you're like, okay, I've been freed up here. My kid's in preschool here, or, I'm only going part-time on my other job now instead of full-time, or I got out of a toxic marriage, or I've now had my baby and I have help, I have a nanny, whatever it is for you. If you feel that little inkling of extra time so that you can mentally sit down and focus, give that to yourself. Whether it's 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, give yourself that time. And seriously, when I said that a minute ago about the noise canceling headphones, I have the AirPods Pro and I used to not have those. I was like, I don't like those things. I don't need, I'll just use my regular little AirPods, which I'm obsessed with. I love AirPods. But the noise canceling feature, y'all, you don't have to have anything on. You don't have to be listening to anything to hit the noise cancel feature. And it's like when you're on an airplane and you turn on the noise canceling, you don't hear that buzz, that hum in the background. You can also do this with the cheap little earplugs that you can get at Walmart or Target. If you do have noise and you can't think, put earplugs in, do something so that you can sit down and concentrate. Some people, on the other hand, love soft music or even love any kind of current music. You can always put music on, whatever gets you in that mental space. But I'm talking about you intentionally creating the space for your mind to be able to concentrate and soak this in, and not just be another thing that you're doing and you haven't given it the focus or due diligence to actually start making things happen. Okay? Mental space for yourself to focus on your dream. Okay? So let's review. In order for you to make room in your life for great things, you're going to have to create physical space, because if your physical space is chaotic, so is your mind, and you can't think, and it flows into other areas of your life. So 1, create physical space. Number 2, create mental space. Get away from toxic people, toxic things that you're doing. Get yourself in a zone where you can think, pray, meditate, whatever it is, to say, okay, here I am present, to get yourself present for this dream. Okay? For the next steps, you have to do that. Again, if it's 10 minutes a day and that's all you have, then so be it. If it's 30 minutes a day, if it's an hour, if it's chunks in your day, 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, it's all good. Mental space is mandatory. Number 3, in order to create space for big things to happen in your business or your life, you actually have to be doing things. Mind blowing. I know. You actually have to be taking steps. I got my son this little book years ago, and it said, do one thing every day that scares you, because he's that type of person. He will do anything, and the scarier the better, right? He will do it. Challenge accepted always, right? He's that person, right? And I think me and my girls were always like a little hesitant and a little scared. Like, we don't want to do anything that scares us. But then at the same time, I'm realizing that in our own ways, we do things that scare us. My daughter is doing things in dance that are a little scary, or they lift her up, and they've dropped her before, and they've thrown her up because she's the teeniest one, and they, all this stuff. My oldest daughter, Lexi, interviewing for a job, meeting new people, going to lunch with people she just met. I mean, we're doing things that scare us every day, right? When I came on live for the first time, or training for the first time live, yeah, it scared me, but it was an exciting scary. Does that make sense? We want to be doing exciting scary things, okay? Things that make us a little uncomfortable, but it's the direction that we genuinely want to go, right? I don't want to go skydive. I mean, that's exciting scary, but it's not really exciting to me. I'm just going to be honest. It's not. It's full on scary. So I don't really feel the need to go in that. That's doing nothing for me. This is my personal opinion, okay? And I'm sure you can relate. And there's something in your life you're like, I just don't really need to do that, right? But to go live in my group and to help my people and to show up, and yeah, it's a little scary at first, and then it's not. It's just exciting because you get to help people, right? Whatever it is in your business. Maybe you're a little scared to show up somewhere, or have a booth, or talk to someone, or go into a business and pitch your product, or whatever it may be. Right? But we have to do it because it's exciting, scary. I wish there was like a combo word. Is there a combo word for that? It's kind of like the Bennifer combo. Is there like an exciting, scary? I don't know. There's not a word. Is there exciting and scary and exciting? I don't know. I wish I could come up with like a combo word on that. But that's how it has to feel, where that this is the direction that you want to go, and you got to get over it, and you just got to do it. Like, sometimes we're scared to spend money in our business or to get help. Like, I'm in the process of interviewing virtual assistants, and so I will have someone here helping very shortly. And yeah, it's a little scary to think, okay, I'm going to have to give up money each week, each month for this. I'm going to have to budget. But then it's super exciting. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I keep thinking of things I can give the VA. I'm like, oh, I can get her to do this. I can get her to do that. It's exciting, scary, right? So it's those kind of things. We have to be taking steps in order for your business to grow later. Like, if you are not at that stage yet, but you're like, we need to grow, we have to hire more people. It's exciting, scary, but it's something you have to do. You have to take these steps. That's where I am in my business, and we're all at different stages. What are the steps for you? Maybe you're dreaming about a business. You thought, you know what? I need to go talk to somebody about this and see what this is really like. Like, I did that. I called a local bakery here before I was thinking about opening a local business here before this business. I was calling businesses. I called a friend who was looking at opening like one of those blow dry bars. I talked to her all about that and what she'd learned. You can call people and take steps. That can be on your list. When you create the physical space and the mental space to sit down and work on your business, you could make a list of interesting people you could call who could give you some scoop, good and bad, on things, right? I think about it too, even unrelated to business, but back in college, when I was at the University of Texas, I was in the business school, and my junior year, I was still like, I would love to be in news broadcasting. I just kept yearning for something like that. And I called one of my friends, and he was in med school, and he's like, my friend is a news broadcaster in whatever town he was in his medical school. And he said, Kimberly, she makes no money. He was like, she makes no money. She has to go to mall events and appear at all this stuff on the weekends, and she's worn out. And, I don't know that I was really going to switch my major, but I just always have felt called to do something passionately in front of people. And I guess in news broadcasting, like, to be an actual news broadcaster maybe isn't super fulfilling because you're just kind of reading notes of what's going on in the news. But I wanted to be like on the Today Show or do something fun and like talk to people and be myself. It wasn't about acting or anything like that. And so my point is, When you talk to people, sometimes you get another perspective that you didn't have before. You kind of had this dream, but you just didn't have perspective, and it helps you make the best decision for you. And thank goodness I did what I did. I absolutely loved my internship at Dell Computers and working there, and I ended up being a manager. So I was in front of people and men and women and loved it and supported them and helped them grow, in their sales. And it was just awesome, right? So the perspective, and I made really good money. So the perspective that you can get from other people is super important. So don't ever undervalue that as part of your journey when you're dreaming and when you're starting to say, oh, you did this, or how did you do this? What was good about it? What was bad about it? Right? You have to be taking steps. So it's not even taking steps that you're, not even actually like, oh, I'm taking a step and I'm grabbing my domain name today. Yes, that's a step. And I want you to do that. But I'm saying steps can come in many forms, right? Steps can come in many forms. You have to be taking steps or you're not moving any closer to your dream. That's my point. You have to be doing something. You have to wake up every day and go, what can I be doing to either move towards my dream or starting or opening? Or once you open, what can I do to be helping more people? That's it. That's it. Every day, how can I help more people? How can I help my people that are already my clients and customers? What can I do today to help them, motivate them, inspire them, share with them something that could help them, offer them help by means of my products or services that I know can make a difference for them? You have to be thinking about these things. You have to be creating space in your life for big things, or big things will not happen because you've been locked into your mode of go, 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 go all day long with these other things, and you haven't made room. Making room doesn't mean that you automatically quit your job or you do whatever drastic moves. It's making room on a weekly basis, whether it be a few times a week, every day, whatever it is, so that every week you're making progress. So let's review really quick the 3 steps for creating space for big things in your life and business: creating physical space, creating mental space, and actually taking steps. That's it. That's what you do. And you're allowing yourself to move towards your dream. You're allowing God to do great things for you. You know this, right? I'm so happy you're here. Again, I'm inviting you to my Facebook group. If you are not a member yet, scroll down right now and come in. I would love to support you. And also, for those of you that are new here and you're trying to plan out your new business, I do have a mini business plan workshop that you can start working through right now to plan out your business. And as we're talking about right now, creating space, the mini business plan is going to help you sort through all that and plan out what you need to do. You will see this vision of yours like come to life on one sheet of paper, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, here's my plan. This is what I need to do. Okay. You need to create the physical and mental space so that you can work on your mini business plan, right? So make sure you check that out today. The link is below. And again, I'm so happy you all are here. I'm so proud of all of your tenacity. I'm just so proud. Y'all are amazing people. Okay, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.